Hello everyone and welcome to today's video, which is going to be based on HyperX ALLOY ORIGINS mechanical gaming keyboard. What are the specs, what are the details, keycaps, key switches, and definitely the construction. Watch the video until the end to get more information about that. As I said at the beginning, today's video is going to be based on HyperX ALLOY ORIGINS mechanical RGB mechanical gaming keyboard, which really leaves an amazing impression. Definitely, just right out of the box, you can realize that it has a detachable braided cable, and it's Type C. As you can see on this side, it's Type C, on the other one is standard USB connectivity. Now we'll get to that part and where the connection actually is on the keyboard later on. Basically, we have the HyperX Red Linear switches, which have the MX Steam, the standard one, as you can see from up close. Now when we're talking about the RGB and how the light hits the keycap, you have an LED right above the MX Steam, so it kind of hits the top part of the key. This means that the majority of the light shines on the top side, but you'll see what actually happens when I turn on the keyboard. These are the clicky ones, so for those who really like a special clicky mechanical sound, you'll really enjoy these ones. Talking about the switches, we have 45 grams of actuation force, you have 1.8 millimeter of actuation distance, and the complete travel of the key is 3.8 millimeters. When we come to the maximum keystrokes on each key, you have 80 million keystrokes on each key, which is kind of amazing. Basically, that's quite a lot. But since we're talking about the key switches, HyperX Red Linear switches, let's hear the sound of them and then we can continue on the other parts. Basically, the switches are really silent comparing to some other, well, for instance, MX Cherry Red are definitely louder than these ones, and I kind of like the sound. They're really, I wouldn't say quiet, definitely, but they're really something different than that I used so far. This is actually the first time I'm using HyperX any kind of switches, and I'm pretty impressed by them. Now when we're talking about the keyboard chassis, this is full frame aircraft grade aluminium, so you don't have any plastic. As you can see, the bottom part is aircraft grade aluminium and the top part is also aircraft grade aluminium. That is the thing that I really like about this keyboard. It's basically bulletproof. Don't take me for the word, but definitely a quality design, a quality chassis with minimalistic look, minimalistic design. There aren't any extra keys on the sides, you don't have any height differences like we did last time, and I do have to agree, I really like the keyboard. Now there are three positions of the legs at the back that you can adjust. First of all, it's a standard flat line. First you have 3 degrees without moving any legs, then you have 7 degrees with popping the first leg out, so it kind of gives you the let's say adjustability of the keyboard to adjust it how it suits you best. And the third one is basically taking out the biggest one, the biggest leg of the adjustment, and this one is 11 degrees, which kind of does raise the keyboard up higher, and it might kind of suit you as well. It's all up to you. What are your preferences? Now, when it comes to the branding and what kind of stuff do you have on your keyboard when it comes to HyperX logos or brand logos or whatever you want to say, you have one HyperX logo right here in the middle of the space button, so it's kind of right, I don't mind that. And you have a standard HyperX logo, the full one, which actually has all the letters on the top right corner, which is also just okay. Right next to it you have indication lights for caps lock, num lock, which gives you indication what is turned on and what isn't. Now, typing on a keyboard is really satisfying, first of all just because they are not that loud, so it kind of gives you some sort of I won't say comfort, but yeah, let's put it comfort while typing and gaming, and you don't make annoying sounds. Plus you have the 45 grams actuation force, which is really cool, and 1.8 millimeter actuation distance, which gives you the ability to respond very quickly. I know there are some lower like 1.5, but 1.8 is still good, and I don't have anything against that. Now let's check the RGB. As I stated before, the cable is fully braided. You have one side which goes into the keyboard that is type C, and you have the other one which is USB standard that goes into your computer. So on the far right side of the keyboard you have the type C connectivity. You connect your keyboard to that, your cable to that, and having almost 180 centimeters of cable, I think that is quite alright. I was actually shocked when I did the last review and I didn't mention it on some other keyboard which had very short cable, and I don't know why. I would prefer it if it was above 180 centimeters, which would be just enough to adjust everything as you wish on your setup. So let's check out the RGB. So when I was talking about the LEDs and how they are placed above the key switch, I did mention that in a couple of reviews that the switches block the LED lights from the bottom part and they don't shine up. But in this situation they actually do, even though it is a bit lower than the top side, the brightness, but still you can notice everything. So for instance, what do I love about the RGB on this keyboard? Since it's aircraft grade aluminum top chassis and bottom, of course, as I mentioned, the RGB lights actually reflect from the aluminum part and bounce back, so they really create an amazing effect on the keyboard. So if you're into that stuff with crazy RGB or single color or whatever suits your setup and your preferences, I think this is really nice. The old combination basically with the Type-C cable, which is removable when you're not using it, of course, with 3 adjustable heights of the keyboard. You have the aluminum chassis, which is really high quality. HyperX Red Linear switches, quiet, fast, quick, whatever you want to add as the addition to that, and really nice RGB without a doubt. I love the color of the keyboard. The aluminum top part is really nice, subtle logos and everything. Definitely something that I would suggest and recommend if you're into checking out some let's say minimalistic design of a keyboard, yet you still want a quality keyboard that won't break or isn't like when you have product in your hands and you can basically feel if it's quality or not. This one definitely is. As for the software, HyperX has designed the Ingenuity application, which is a powerful intuitive software that will allow you to personalize your compatible HyperX product. Easily customize lighting for Alloy FPS, RGB, Alloy Origins, Alloy Origins Core, Pulsefire Surge, and many more. Now immediately when you connect your keyboard or any peripheral that supports HyperX Ingenuity, when you choose the connected products, it asks you if you want to update the firmware of your peripheral. This way I had to update the firmware for the HyperX Alloy Origins, and as you can see in the software you can adjust the RGB as you wish. You can create different effects just by choosing add effect and then going from breathing, confetti, swipe, solid, twilight wave, sun, and giving the special triggered option, which is explosion, fade and implosion. As you can see, you can adjust the speed, you can adjust each segment, and you can adjust the target selection and the hidden or visible opacity of the keyboard lights. Basically, I'm really satisfied with the keyboard that much that I'm going to give a PC Crazy approved badge for the keyboard and for everything that I mentioned. Really satisfied with the overall design, the keycaps, key switches definitely. What is there left to say? I mean, you've seen everything. So guys, links for the HyperX Alloy Origins mechanical gaming keyboard, which has incredible RGB lights and quality and everything, can be found below in the caption of the video, so you can check out the prices and everything. Currently it's around 100 to 110 euros, which I think it's quite alright for everything you get. So guys, thank you for watching. Don't forget to check the links below. Don't forget to click the thumbs up button if you like the video, and of course subscribe if you still didn't. See you next time guys. Bye bye.